Welcome back to another episode. I'm Brian, the Unskilled Commander. So, today we've got something a little different. I mean, same format generally, but a new twist on some things. So, if you've actually been watching through the episodes, which, why would you? Probably pretty boring. But anyway, if you've been watching, you know that within the different sets of 4, there have actually been a couple decks that have won the best 2 out of 3 matches. So this is best of. We have 4 decks that have each won 2 out of the 3 games they were part of. Squirrels, Legendary, Shrines, and Landfall. I thought it'd be interesting to see what would happen when those decks that did the best went against each other. Which one's going to come out on top? Will any of them win best at 2 out of 3, or will they all, 3 of them win once? And it's also interesting to see, I don't know that I would really consider these my best decks. They just happen to do well in those matchups. But, as I've told you in prior videos, Shrines never does what I want it to do when it's against actual players, but it always does great against myself. Chatterfang has won a couple times, maybe twice. Same with Legendary. It may have pulled off 2-3 wins over its lifetime. Landfall, basically these 3 have probably only won 2 games out of all the games I played with each of them. Possibly 3, some of them, but they're not high win rate decks. And I would actually consider Kambal to be probably one of my best decks because it's more streamlined, and it's just, as long as she can get through, she can start pounding down for commander damage and theoretically go faster. But here we are. So I thought we'd try and see what this is. So welcome to, the Unskilled Commander, best of, match 1. So I already rolled the dice. Chatterfang is going first, so let's jump right in. Draw for turn. Going to play a Terramorphic Expanse, cracking it for a swamp. And as always, you should do that on that person's end step, but I don't have a 1-drop, so it's definitely not important because I could play just a forest. But also, I don't see the need really to, who cares, Later in the game, that's a smarter tactic when, you don't want to show, maybe you don't want to, I don't know. Honestly, I don't even know why. I know it's a tactic. I know it's supposed to be the smart way to playing it. You're always supposed to do instants and reactions on other people's turns, but I don't really care for, a versus myself game, so we're going to pass. Going to play Opulent Palace, comes in tapped, and I will pass. Draw a card. Evolving Wilds. Guess what I'm going to do there? I'm going to go ahead and crack that for, I'm going to crack that one for a swamp as well, actually. It was going to be something else, but then I drew the land I was going to go look for, so we will just go get a swamp if I can find one. La la la. There's one, finally. At least it wasn't in the second half. As we know, pretty much every time you have to go look for something, it's always in the second half of the cards, meaning the ones that you didn't pick up first. So alright, that comes in tapped. Pass turn. Draw. Well, this is... I hadn't actually realized this, but yeah, Evolving Wilds, gonna crack it right now for an island. Comes in tapped. Boom, that was a nice quick one. Go ahead, shuffle up. Move that a little bit over into view, I believe. Then pass. Untap. Upkeep. No upkeep triggers. Will draw. Gonna play a forest for turn. I do not have any 2-drops, so we will pass. Untap, upkeep, draw. Gonna play a swamp for turn. And again, no 1-drops, or 2-drops, so go ahead and pass. Untap, upkeep, draw. Now this time, we're gonna tap for a Soul Ring, play an island for turn, tap the Soul Ring and the island for Savai Crystal. Taps for red, white, or black. That's all I can do at that point. No 1-drops, basically. So we're going to pass, but we're setting ourselves up pretty decent. Untap, upkeep, draw. Forest for turn. Tap both to play Explore. You may play an additional land this card and land this turn and draw a card. So I will play, let's see. Oh, I can't do that one yet, actually. So I will have to do an island, or a forest, rather. And actually there was I wouldn't call it a misplay, but I forgot that I drew something that could have gone off of on the island. But it's fine, because I really wouldn't be able to play both. And I want the ramp more than the other effect right now, so that's fine. Because we want to get IEC out as fast as possible, and then start dropping lands to draw cards to play bigger creatures to stomp. So pass turn. Untap, upkeep. Play another forest for turn. Tapping all 3 for Chatterfang. First deck to get a creature out, and first deck to get the commander out. Alright, 7 cards in hand. Can't do anything, pass turn. Untap, upkeep, draw. Now, let's see. I would normally try and play tap lands at this stage because not too much is going on, but because there is already a commander out, or a creature rather, I want to tap blue and 2 others to play Propaganda. Each turn, each creature cannot attack you unless its controller pays an additional 2 for that creature. So that should help slow down people coming at legendaries for a little bit. Pass turn. Untap, upkeep, draw. Play a forest for turn. Tapping 1, 2, green, and 3 for Goshintai. When he comes in, he makes a 1/1 Shrine token. I still have 2 mana open that I could do something with. Yeah, might as well. We'll tap 2. If you know this, if you've been watching, you know this is not going to turn out well. But I'm going to foretell a card. I'm totally going to forget about that card every time, but it's fine. Do that, pass turn. Untap, upkeep, draw. Let's see here. We're going to go ahead and tap 3 for Retreat to Kanzadu. Whenever a land enters the battlefield, you can put a +1/+1 counter on a creature, or gain a life, or 2 life actually. I will then play a land for turn, gaining 2 life up to 42. First life gain of the game. Regrettably, I do not have any 1-drop greens, so we're going to have to go ahead and pass. Untap, upkeep, draw. Boom, boom, boom. Do I have any more lands? That is unfortunate. I do not. So what we're going to do is we're going to tap green for Squirrel Sanctuary. It's an enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 green squirrel creature token. My commander says if 1 or more tokens would be created, those tokens plus that many green squirrel tokens. So essentially I make 2 squirrels off of that. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, pay 1. If you do, return Squirrel Sanctuary to its owner's hand. So, oh yeah, that's not out of the graveyard. So basically, I can keep trying to bounce this and keep playing it. I don't know that I will remember to do that, but I'm going to try, because that's a pretty decent effect. Do I have any 2-drops? I do. Green and 1 other for Druid of the Cowl. It's a 1/3, but it taps for green mana, so that's helping to ramp a little bit. Now, Chatterfang can attack. At this stage of the game, it's probably only going to go at Landfall, because I can't pay to come here. That has a blocker. There's not really a point, but we do want to start doing some damage. So Chatterfang will go over here for 3. Losing that 2 I gained down to 39. And more importantly, we get 3 commander damage, which could, end up being important. Pass turn. Draw. Let's see. I've got 3 to work with. Is there anything that the 3 can do? Not really, because I don't have the right colors, which is upsetting. So I guess I will do this then. I will play Celestia Sanctuary, bouncing the island back to my hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Thankfully, I don't have to discard. But that's a little bit of pseudo ramp, and that'll help us for next turn, especially with colors. So pass. Untap, upkeep, draw. Now what I have to do is I have to try to remember to at least keep some mana open if I want to, utilize that. I'm going to play a snow-covered mountain for turn. Yeah, that seems like the good play. So white, red, then 1, 2, 3 to play Assemble the Legion. I should get my bigger playmat, the Android 21, because I like the idea of, with this deck specifically, having creatures, enchantments, artifacts, and lands, in 4 rows like that. Unfortunately, untapping the artifacts would make it too much, and it's certainly not important. I just, like the structure of that. Assemble Legion is an enchantment. At the beginning of my upkeep, put a muster counter on Assemble the Legion, then put a 1/1 red and white soldier creature token with haste onto the battlefield for each muster counter on Assemble the Legion. I do not have any. I could attack with Go Shintai. I could attack Landfall, but I don't know that I need to, because really, to be honest, I think we've already shown on past episodes that the Shrine deck is meant to win off of the synergy of the shrines, where you just get as many shrines out as possible and get the ones that say deal damage to target anything equal to the number of shrines you have. So you get enough shrines out, you're damaging someone for 8, 9, 10, and it's just I do this, I do that again, I do that on my upkeep, end keep, you get a couple of those out, or, the effect that doubles shrine effects, and boom, you're knocking people out pretty quickly. And the enchantments are just designed to slow everyone down to give you that chance. So it's not much of an offensive attack unless I get a ton of tokens out. So pass turn. Untap, upkeep, no upkeep triggers, draw a card for turn. Okay, now we're looking decent. We're gonna tap a blue for Rune Crab. That's the one I was saying earlier that, I should have played that, could have played that earlier, but wasn't a super big deal. Because now I can play Terramorphic Expanse. 2 things happen. 2 triggers go in the stack. I'm going to put a +1/+1 counter on, I'm going to use my cool extra life dice because it's blue and it matches, Rune Crab. So now he's actually a 1/4. He can actually do something if needed. But then because of that, each opponent mills 3 cards. So let's go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, owl time, 3. Then I will crack Terramorphic Expanse for another island. Cool, that was right on top. That comes in tapped. Guess what? Triggers all over again. Hence the point of the land deck. Obviously, that would have been optimal had my commander been out, because then I would have also been drawing cards and could play 1 more at this point, but that's fine. So again, this time, yeah, we'll put 1 more on here. I'm not going to keep beefing up Rune Crab, but a 2/5, not easy to destroy off of a spell and good blocker. So that's not bad. Then another milling for 3. 1, 2, 3. I don't know, there's a lot of lands. That might be helping that deck. 1, 2, 3. Could be hurting that deck with the lands. 1, 2, 3. Those are some pretty good cards. That could hurt that one. And I still have 3 mana open. Do I have a 3-drop? Ooh, I do. And misplay, guys, already, because I didn't look through my hand. Scoot Swarm. That absolute misplay. I should have gotten 2 more. They wouldn't have been Scoot Swarms. They still would have only been 1/1 insects. But regardless, that would have been some more blockers. But that's okay. Again, as we've discussed a million times, reading the card explains the card. And also, look at what you have in your hand instead of just assuming off of the top card or whatever. But, 4 decks at once, I'm trying to keep things moving. So I was like, yeah, it's fine. And I need to look through my hands every time. Pass turn. Untap, upkeep, draw. Now I will slowly go through my hand. What do I have? No, seriously. See, the not getting land is very bad, but we do have this. 1, 2, 3, Beastmaster Ascension. This is definitely how Squirrels won one of its games, so you should remember that. Had you been watching before? I should probably stop saying that because I seriously doubt people are watching these. That's fine. No need to act like I have some massive audience. It's an audience of one. Me. So once more, I can attack. I've got 3 creatures that actually all 4 of them can attack if I want. And I did have 4 mana off of that, I suppose. Would that have made a drastic... it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. I don't have enough mana to go over here. Now they've got blockers. Not really any point in attacking right now. It's going to get pretty crazy. I know it could drag things to a slow crawl, which is bad, the way things are shaping up, but we'll see. Pass turn. Draw for turn. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. What do I have? That's a 4-drop. Cool, nothing. What the heck? What did I have? Oh, that was a 3-drop that I wanted to play. Sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kambal, Consultative Allocation. Now this one is going to be tricky because I'm going to have to try and remember this on everyone else's turn. But whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, they lose 2 life, and this character gains 2 life. That's going to be a lot for the... I mean, that's what these cards do, these decks do. A lot of enchantments, a lot of, like, play an extra land for turn type of things. This one plays creatures, but even so. Then for a land for turn, I'm going to play a Simic Growth Chamber, bouncing the swamp back to my hand. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 still, but that's fine. Don't have to discard, and hopefully we're setting ourselves up better for land for the next couple turns. So at least, if nothing else, we can play Ramos and start using that as an engine for, Dragon Engine, get it, but an engine for other mana as well. Pass turn. Untap, upkeep, draw. See? Now hang on. I'm going to put this back. I hope that was the... Yes, I recognize those 2 cards. I did, in fact, have the mana for this. The question is, do I really care enough to counter that? Because that's what it is. It's saw it coming. Do I want to stop Kambal? Because what do I have in this hand? I've got an instant, I've got an enchantment, and another instant. Although, that's true. I could save that. Or do I want to save? Yes, I probably should. Because, like I said, this is an enchantment and lots of artifacts in this deck. There are, of course, shrine creatures and other creatures, but like it's mainly going to be enchantments and enchantment shrines. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to tap these 2 on that turn to counter. Nice. I'm going to counterspell Kambal, but I will lose 2 life and they will gain 2 life because I cast an instant. Down to 38 and up to 42. Okay. Now I untap upkeep trigger. I do have an upkeep trigger, so let me just put a dice here. Remember this going forward. I put a muster counter. We'll use another extra life dice. And then I put a 1/1 soldier dude on here. Now I don't know that I have red-white. I just seem to have these ones, but that's fine. And I get 1, soldier. That's cool. Now I draw the card for turn. Okay, so I need to... I can't even play that one, which is unfortunate. Can't play that one either. I am very limited in what I can do right now, which is unfortunate. Wait, how do I... Oh, right, the milling. That's true. What do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can do that too. Okay, what do you have in the graveyard? Okay. Yeah. You know, that's true. The milling actually will help this deck because of Go Shintai's ability. So I don't really want to worry about that. So I will tap black, red, green, blue, and tap that for white, and then tap this to activate his ability. Return target enchantment card from the graveyard to the battlefield, returning... no, not that. Sanctum of Fruitful Harvest. It is a shrine, so that means, using the cool silver dice, I get an extra shrine token. At the beginning of pre-combat main phase, which has already begun, add X mana of any one color, where X is the number of shrines you control. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4 at this point. Well, next turn. Alright, I can't do anything with just 2 colorless mana. But we're good. I think we're good right there. It was decent. We'll put this up here for creatures. That is a decent turn. We'll pass. Untap, upkeep, draw. Okay, now I can finally play this one because I have to when I have an untapped island. So, no, wait a second. Do I have anything that's going to trigger off of landfall otherwise? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need more. Coral Atoll. Enters the battlefield tapped. When it enters, sacrifice it unless you return an untapped island to your hand. And it adds colorless and island. So it does increase 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I can play a land next turn. But I played a land. And it's still only 5, so it's not going to trigger that fully, at least. The I want to gain life, I think. I don't know that buffing this one little Scoot Swarm by 1, it's not going to carry that buff over, I believe. So we'll go up to 41 life. Whenever land enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 green insect token unless you control 6 or more lands. I don't. And I actually don't have... I need to get an insect creature token, so I'll just use this plant token. And we will use a Spider-Man dice to denote that it is a 1/1. And finally, everybody's milling 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, there's one we want to get out. 1, 2, 3, right? Beginning of your upkeep, it deals damage to the number of creature player, number of shrines you control. That's definitely what we're going to grab next. So we resolved all of those landfall triggers. We're good. Pass turn. Well, wait a second. What am I doing? I still have 4 mana. Can I do something with 4 mana? I can, in fact. Now, if I remember correctly, when I used to play Arena and the Scoot Swarm was a thing, I believe if you mutate the Scoot Swarm and the Scoot Swarm begins to copy, it takes the mutation with it. I'm almost 100% positive on that. Now, that it still has the whole 6 lands thing. So, like, if you mutate Scoot Swarm and you have 5 lands or 4 lands and you play a land, you make a 1/1 insect. But if you have 6 or more lands and you mutate Scoot Swarm and play a land, the mutation copies. So whatever effects the mutation has, you know, power and toughness, all that stuff gets created, and it still counts as a Scoot Swarm. So then next time they'll both double and blah, 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 blah. So I think we're going to take advantage of that and tap 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't even have to tap that much, which is even nicer. Blue and a green to mutate in Parcel Beast on top of it. I may pay 1 and tap, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you may put it on the battlefield. If you don't put the card on the battlefield, you put it in your hand. So that could be crazy. If I start getting a bunch of them out, I could just tap all of my lands to just play more lands. I mean, and draw a bunch of cards. That's extremely awesome in this deck. Pass turn. Especially if I get the commander out first. Untap. Do I have upkeep triggers over here? I believe I do not. Draw. Okay, thankfully it's a land. We're going to play Undergrowth Stadium. It comes tapped unless you have 2 or more opponents. I currently do, so it untaps 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 if needed. Yeah, might as well do that, right? Gonna tap 1, 2, 3, 4 to play Acorn Catapult. That's gone, good. Then I'm going to tap that to pay 1 and tap Acorn Catapult deals 1 damage to target creature or player. I will deal 1 damage to, actually I'll deal 1 damage to Druid of the Cowl, so it's a 0/2 right now. That creature's controller puts a 1/1 green squirrel creature token on the battlefield. That means I will make 2, courtesy of my commander. I do not have the mana to swing over here. That's a 2/5, a 2/4, a 1/1, and 3 1/1s. So I could swing in that general direction. But at this point, clearly I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, technically 6. If I can just generate another squirrel token or play another creature, and then on like 2 turns from now, I can swing out immediately activating Beastmaster's Ascension and not lose anything. Whereas if I swung these 3 over there or something, I would lose the tokens and put myself back while I would get the 3 counters. It feels like, I mean, you're leaving yourself open to let the enchantment be destroyed, but I think, you know, at this point, it's better to just wait, because I don't know that anyone has enchantment removal in their hands currently, although that one might, actually, so we'll see. I'm going to hold off, I'm going to pass turn. Untap, upkeep, draw. Playing the swamp for turn. And yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ramos, Dragon Engine. 4/4 flyer. Whenever I play a spell, I put a +1/+1 counter on Ramos for each color in that spell's cost. Then I can remove 5 +1/+1 counters to make double Wooburg, which is double each of the one color, one of each color doubled. You know, 2 white, 2 red, blah, blah, blah. And I can do that only once per turn. I will then pass. Untap. Upkeep trigger. This. Put a counter on it. And then I make 2 more soldiers. So I currently have 3 soldiers. Then I will draw a card for turn. And now at the beginning of my pre-combat main phase, I may add X mana of any one color, where X is the number of shrines I control. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I will add 4 white mana to my mana pool. I will use that to play Hallowed Haunting. As long as you control 7 or more enchantments, creatures you control have flying and vigilance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do not have it activated yet. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, create a white spirit creature token, and this creature's power and toughness are equal to the number of spirits you control. So that is very cool. Now, yes, see, this is, I held onto that card at the right time. I will tap this for white to Swords to Plowshares, Parcel Beast. Because I don't want you making a bajillion of these things, drawing a ton of cards, and just going crazy. So both of those go into the graveyard. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana open, but unfortunately I do not have, well, actually I didn't play a land for turn. Play the mountain, so I have even more. Oh, shoot, that's right. That is right. I wanted to get that enchantment out. Darn. You know, I think taking care of Parcel Beast is still probably the better choice. It's slightly more important. I could have not played Hallowed Haunting, I suppose, but yeah, I guess that's probably the smarter move. So let's do that then. I will still make the 4 white using one of the white to play Swords of Plowshares, blowing that up. Oh, its controller does gain life equal to its power. It was 2, so that goes up to 43. See, reading the card, I always take the first portion and forget about the second half of cards. That leaves me with one white, then all of these to make the double, or the one blah, blah, blah. Words and things. The Wooburg to then play Hodin of Infinite Rage. Rage! Shrine enters. I get a shrine token. At the beginning of your upkeep, so it's an upkeep trigger. Oops. It deals damage to target creature or player equal to the number of shrines you control. I still have 2 white, a red, and 2 others, which I definitely... Oh, actually I can. Wait a minuet. How does that work? Oh, because I made 4 white and I used all of it. That's why. Awesome. Okay, I can still do this. So I still have 2 white and Soul Ring to play Hallowed Haunting. And now Hallowed Haunting is actually active. I didn't do that in the right order, so I don't get any spirits at this moment, but that's fine. What it does mean is because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all of my creatures have flying and vigilance now. That is very cool and important. I still have 2 mana left, but I definitely do not have anything that can utilize those colors right now. I will then... I could attack for 6 damage in the air, which is awesome at somebody. Beastmaster's Ascension is a thing. Yeah. That could very well be very bad. So we're going to do that. We're going to swing all 6 in the air at Squirrels. It's only 6 damage, and none of it is Commander, but it's a start. Hopefully other players will follow suit. We're going to pass turn. I don't have any end step stuff. No, I do not. Oops, that was a nice little flick somehow. I don't know how I did that. Pass turn, untap, upkeep, no upkeep triggers. We're going to draw a card for turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I will tap all 6 for my commander. Aisi. Yes, I can do that. I can. So we're, hey. I'm going to start by playing an island. Triggers. First off, we're going to go ahead and put a +1/+1 counter on Aisi. Why not? Because I'm already at 43 life. I don't need to worry about the life gain just right now. Then everybody mills 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now that's a decent card to get back. Oh, she's not an enchantment though, so I can't actually. 1, 2. Ooh, Path to Exile's going. That's not good. And, Itali. I love Itali. And then finally, I get to draw a card because land came in the battlefield. Sweet. That is going to really jack stuff up. I love it. But I can't do it right off the bat, unfortunately. So I get to play an additional land. So I will play Blighted Woodland. Everything repeats. He doesn't have trample or flying, so beefing him up a ton isn't really necessary. I mean, if they get that off, I think we went a 7/7 just for blocking purposes. That's good. Then milling again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Oh, that Soul Ring and Jinnica Texas I just saw in there could be helpful. And then finally I get to draw one more card because of land came in. So close. I can't play any of those things yet. He just came in, or she, I don't know what Aisi is. I cannot attack. And there's no point in swinging with a 2/5. Pass. Now here's where things start to get a little dicey. Untap, upkeep, no upkeep triggers. So I will play this land. Good. Definitely helpful at this juncture. Definitely going to take advantage of this. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, enchantment, artifact. Chitter Spitter. Ting! At the beginning of your upkeep, you may sacrifice a token. If you do, put an acorn counter on Chitter Spitter. Squirrels get +1/+1 for each acorn counter on Chitter Spitter. I will pay a green and tap it to create a green squirrel token, which means I actually create 2 squirrels thanks to my commander. There was 4, so we will say that. That's 4. 4 able to attack, 2 that cannot. That sounds like a good idea too. I'm going to go ahead and tap a swamp to tap this acorn catapult, dealing 1 damage once again to Druid of the Cowl to make another 2 squirrels, while making 1, doubling it with Chatterfang to 2. So we are poised and ready on my next turn to swing out, activating Beastmaster's Ascension, which is fine because that deck has an enchantment destruction which they can play on their next turn. So it's not going to happen, but Chatterfang doesn't know that. I could swing with it, no point, because we want to wait to activate it, so we're going to pass. 4 legendaries, not getting the artifact ramp it needs right now. I do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana, and I can play another land to make 7 should I need it. Can I do that? I mean, that's not a bad idea. Let me see what else I have. Oh, that's... can I do it? Yes, haha. That is absolutely something we're doing, I think. We're going to play an island for turn, and then tapping 2 black, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Sheoldred. The Whispering one, or just Whispering one, whatever. Now, it's black. There's black in the color scheme of that, so that does give Ramos 1 counter. 6/6 with Swamp Walk, which means that's bad for you, and that's bad for you. At the beginning of your upkeep, return target creature or card from the graveyard to the battlefield. Guess who's been getting milled thanks to Landfall over there? I don't know if there's good creatures in here yet, but there probably are. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Italia. Oh, yeah. There's some goods. So at my next upkeep, I get to get something crazy big back onto the battlefield for free. And at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, they sacrifice a creature. This won't hurt them too much, or them, but Landfall could definitely be hurting off of that. So we're going to have to see what happens. I could swing out with my 5/5 flyer. Not necessarily... Yeah, I think Ramos would probably take a swing at Chatterfang. Although, that could poke the squirrel, as it were, and because I only have 1 blocker, a blocker that's going to make you sacrifice things, so that could immediately come swinging in. I mean, I think from just a board perspective, I think Chatterfang's real targets would definitely be now legendaries because of Sheoldred, and well, that's making mill, so that could be a target as well. I guess they all are targets, really. But that's about to start blasting every upkeep for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. That's nothing. That's not nothing. So I guess we'll take the risk. We'll swing in for 4 in the air, down to 32. And that is for commander damage. 5. Sorry, 5. What am I thinking? So that's an extra damage. Boom. So 31 life, 5 commander. We'll move this up because by the time it swings around, those will be okay. But that's all we can do. These are upkeep triggers. I should denote that, so I remember there's an upkeep trigger. Technically, they all have upkeep triggers now, but we'll pass. Okay, lots of upkeep triggers. So untap, upkeep triggers. First upkeep trigger, we have to sacrifice a creature. I'll go ahead and sacrifice a soldier because we don't want to lower our shrine numbers. Then we're going to go ahead and increase the number there, which then makes 3 more soldiers, up to 5. So that's super good. Let's read it again just to be sure. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a muster counter on a symbol of Legion, then put a 1/1 soldier creature token with haste, oh, by the way, onto the battlefield for each muster counter on it. So it keeps getting bigger and bigger every time, creating more tokens with haste, which is awesome. I was forgetting the haste part, but, you know, I really wasn't trying to swing out yet. So there's still one more upkeep trigger. Beginning of upkeep, this thing deals damage to player or creature equal to the number of shrines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 damage. Again, nobody knows what's in everybody else's hands. Nobody knows if they're going to get... Now, at a real game, you would be talking at this point. Everyone would be saying, yo, Chatterfangs is about to go off. It's about to swing and make 6/6 squirrels and, you know, 8/8 commander damage and stuff. Someone needs to deal with that. And honestly, at this point, you know, Landfall would kind of be like, if you guys don't attack me, I can handle that. And everyone's like, okay, we won't attack you if you handle that. You know, so they kind of know, I guess. But even so, that's still the biggest threat on the board, followed, honestly, by that. Because that's going to cause everyone to destroy creatures, sacrifice them, and then it's going to just keep getting big creatures back thanks to the mill. So I think the 6 damage is going to go at Chatterfang. 1 damage down to 30, and then another 5 to 25. 25 health. Okay, now that's... yes, that's on things. So now I draw a card for turn. And now at the beginning of my pre-combat main phase, I'm going to make X mana of 1 color where X is the number of shrines. We know that's 6. I'm going to make 6 blue mana because that's what all of my spells in my hand are blue. So I'm going to use 2 of the 6. Oops, that untaps. Tapping Soul Ring for 4. Dream Tides. Creatures do not untap during their controller's untap phase. Each non-green creature's controller may pay an additional 2 during their upkeep to untap that creature. So it basically screws over these 2 decks, and honestly, legendaries, because there are green creatures in there as well. But it's a green hate card, basically. So any other color can pay 2 on the upkeep to untap their creatures, but green can't. However, I played a enchantment spell. So when that enters, I make a 1/1. Well, I don't make a 1/1. I make a spirit, but it is actually equal to the number of spirits I control, which currently is a 1/1. So that was 2 of the 4 blue mana and Soul Ring. So I still have, or 2 of the 6 blue mana. I still have 4. I will go ahead and use 3 of it to play Propaganda. Creatures can't attack me. Well, we know that from, you know, you have to pay 2 to attack this. So Shrines is definitely stepping up to be controlling the board at this moment. Once again, I actually, well, because I cast it, I make a spirit. But now these are both, whoa, jumping out of my hand, Thor's Hammer. Little Thor's Hammer. These are now 2/2 spirits. And this is a New Dimension Comics dice, so it's a 2/2 spirit. I still have, that was 3, 4, 5 out of the 6. I still have 1 blue mana and all this mana. Obviously, definitely tap these 3. Well, you know what? Use the floating blue. So white, blue, that's 5. And tapping this. Now this won't untap, and it's green. So that's true. This is the last time I can use this ability, so it better be something good. I think I know what I'm going to get here, but let's just look through them, right? Yeah. Definitely going to get Eidolon of Blossoms. Whenever it's a 2/2, whenever Eidolon of Blossoms or another enchantment enters the battlefield, you draw a card. So I draw a card off of that, which is cool. And it's an enchantment, so I make another spirit. Ooh, is that all the spirits I have? Nope, there's some. Actually, we're just going to do this. Represent, make it easier right now. I have 3 spirits that are 3 3s. Because their power and toughness are equal to the number of spirits you control. Yeah, it's basically, they're going to keep matching as they go up. One nice thing is that I drew a card, and it was a land, so I will play that land for turn, since I did not play a land for turn yet. I have 3 open mana. Nothing I can do in this card with it, so let's see. We are moving towards our end step. There are no end step triggers, so we're good. Gonna pass turn. Untap, upkeep, draw. I have no upkeep triggers. Unfortunately, there's not a land, which I would have liked to have seen. However, I am going to do what I said I was going to do, right? Green and 2 others to play Crows and Grip on your Beastmaster's Ascension. Get that garbage out of here. One, two, three, four, five. Yes, there you go. That's what I gotta do, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Sacrificing Blighted Woodland to look for up to 2 basic land cards. Put them on a battlefield tapped. And it's just 2. They don't have to be the same. Awesome. So whatever first ones I find. Perfect. Now let's shuffle up real quick. And then we'll hit all those triggers in order in one moment. All right, so forest and an island enters. That's 2 triggers of each of the landfall things. So I'm going to go ahead and gain 2 life off of the forest. I'm going to draw a card off of Aisi. Everyone's going to mill 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That was actually a good one over there that gets rid of unnecessary mana ramp at this point. Now I just need good shrines. So that was this, and that. Now the other land comes in once again. Do I want a plus again? We got a 7/7, we got a 2/5, and a 1/1. I don't know that making that a 2/2 is all that important. A 3/6 is decent for blocking. I think we'll go with the life gain one more time and then see where we stand. But then I do get to draw a card from Aisi. I have not played a land for turn yet because I tapped those and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then those came in. So that is good. So we've got a lot more to do here. I gained the life, I drew the card. Milling again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's not good. There's some decent enchantments. 1, 2, 3. Those are some creatures. Oh, that's right. Creature has to get sacrificed, so we'll take care of that. Good thing I didn't try and beef that up. But that's the triggers. So I gained the extra life again. Did I? Yeah, I did, and then I drew the card. Now I drew, thankfully, a land. So we'll... one more life gain, I think, really, because at this point we're going to start... I mean, we need some more creatures over here, otherwise Shieldred's going to make us sacrifice everything, so there's no point in beefing them up right now. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Not hitting shrines yet. That's good. It's getting us closer to shrines on that. 2, 3. Oops. I think that's 42. I didn't bump it. And finally, I do draw a card off of Aisi. Okay. Unfortunately, I did not draw another land to keep that freight train rolling because I can still play one more land off of Aisi. But we're poised with a lot of good mana to play some of these really good spells I got in my hand next turn. Some of which are creatures, and they can make us some tokens, which will definitely help for sacrificing. So yeah, I could swing at Shieldred, well, at the legendaries with a 7/7. Shieldred's a 6/6. If he blocked, it would be destroyed, but why would you block? It's, 42 life. I am opening myself up, blah, blah. But really, Shrines is the threat because these are all flying and vigilant, and there's a crap ton of them. Now, they can't untap because of Dreamtide, so I'd have to swing out with a lethal strike and then save the mana to pay to untap some of them, not even all of them. But it's something to consider. Pass turn. All right, untap, upkeep, draw. No upkeep triggers. Gonna play a land for turn. Mm-hmm. Ooh, that's, do I have enough for that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could. Oh, right. I have to sacrifice a creature on my upkeep. So I guess I will put a thing here. Remember, it's upkeep triggers. So this is basically just 7 squirrels at this point. Get that over there. Actually, we're going to do this. So I'm going to say 6 and separate this 1 squirrel out that is, has been on the board for a while. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 to mutate Auspicious Starks. Whenever this creature mutates, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile X permanents, where X is the number of times this creature is mutated. Yeah, that's actually not that great of a card, really. I hate forgetting about that. But I exile 1 permanent and put it on the battlefield. So I get an extra land. That's cool. That'll help for, future. And I can do that again. So we will. Oh, at the beginning of upkeep, I could sacrifice to do that. And I definitely think I would. I would sacrifice to put a... Definitely, I need to remember that for upkeep triggers. Because I would sacrifice the squirrel to put a +1 or a acorn counter on there, so now all squirrels get +1/+1 for each counter on there. This still counts as a squirrel, even though it's an elk beast as well. So it's now a 7/7, even with AC, and it can go up over next turn. I will then pay a green to tap this to make 2 more squirrels, and then tap this to smack Druid of the Cow to make another 2 squirrels, which would be 4 total coming in. And they are now 4 2/2s. These are 5 2/2s, but they are green. So if I swing with them, they cannot untap thanks to the Dread Tide. So it's very risky. Again, you don't want to swing out unless you have lethal on somebody, and then that's still only 1 character. Had I had the Beastmaster's Ascension still out, that would have been good as well. Or that would have changed the game, basically. Passing turn. Untap. I have to pay 2 to untap this if I want. I don't think I really care. I'm going to leave that because I can get a creature from my graveyard onto the battlefield. It doesn't say tapped or anything. We're going to go ahead and get... Well, I mean, I could play Genetic Taxis, thereby limiting people's hand sizes. And then I would draw 7 cards, but kind of bums me that it doesn't say anything about unlimited hand size. Probably the best bet, so we're going to do that. Oh, that's the graveyard, not the shuffle. That was close. So that was my upkeep triggers, and then I draw a card for turn. And now what do we have? I will play this Crumbling Necropolis. Comes in tapped. That's not really worth it at this moment. I have what? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. Not enough to do that yet. I just wait. Yeah, I don't have enough to do that just yet. So we'll just go. Well, can I? Wait, where's white? Okay, there it is. White and one other to play Sisay, Weatherlight Captain. She gets +1/+1 for each other legendary permanent I control, and it's permanents, not just creatures. So she's getting an extra 1, 2, 3 counters, so she's a 5/5 currently. That's cool. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 mana left. I do not have a 4-drop, unfortunately. And I don't want to swing with a swamp block pretty good. I could definitely hit, I could definitely hit shrines, but then I have to pay to untap it, and that would slow down other things. And I have a much, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have a much better card to play on my next turn. And I want, no, I can't, still not enough. Okay. 2 turns before I can play that. Unfortunate, because I don't have any mana rocks out, which is surprising. Oh, I did that. It does beef that up because it's white, or it just has a color in it. Yeah, I suppose at this point we need to start getting a little aggressive. So 6 swamp walk unblockable commander damage to you, my friend. 36 down to 32. And we will grab a dice to denote 6 commander damage from Shouldered here. So I will have to pay to untap, but that's fine. Nothing else, pass. Okay, at upkeep I have to sacrifice a creature. We're going to go ahead and sacrifice a soldier because they're about to come right back. This goes up by 4, or by 1 rather, and then I get another 4 soldiers, so with haste, so I got 8. Then at the beginning of my upkeep, well, let's see, I can't untap unless I pay for it. I can't, no, that does not work on green. And it just says blanket, so it does hurt me. Pre-combat, upkeep did that, upkeep. Okay, so just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still 6. 6 damage. 2. Well, now, see, we got it, like, now we wonder who we're going after. It has to be over here, right? Because you hit me, I hit you. You got your 6 swamp up. Oh, that is not commander. What am I thinking? Thanks for telling me, guys. But it is going to be 6 damage. I'm definitely doing that. 2 to 4, and then another 4 down to 36. Yes, I know I do math weird, but it's just easier. So that upkeep trigger's done, that upkeep trigger's done. I sacrificed off of that upkeep trigger. Now, I draw a card. It's not a shrine, unfortunately. Oh, shoot. Oh, that's right. Oh, pre-combat. Okay, yeah. So at the beginning of my pre-combat, I can make 6 mana of any color. Not helpful at this moment. I don't have any. I drew a land, which I will play. Forest, cool. But in this, I don't have the right colors for it. Regrettably, I have nothing that draws me cards. I didn't play an enchantment, so that doesn't happen. That doesn't draw me a card, because I didn't play an enchantment. Enchantments didn't come in. Unfortunate. And I can't go searching with Go Shintai now, which is a bummer. I mean, I knew that card was in the deck. I knew what it was capable of, but that's fine. Because I wasn't really expecting to go. You can't expect to go up against mill decks. It's just that's meant for like later in the game, when you've got some enchantments blown up. It's like, oh, cool, I can go back and get it. That it just lucks out to be a much better commander ability when you're up against any kind of mill. So I guess I will go ahead and pass. I mean, we've got, what do we got? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. No, that's different. So that's 3 times 3. So that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 20. So that's 20 damage in the air that I could swing. Well, 22, actually. So that is cool. That is a nice big strike, but it's not lethal on anybody, and it would leave me wide open, and I could have to pay a ton to untap them all. And I wouldn't even be able to untap them all, because it's 2 for every creature. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could untap 5 of them. It would take so long to untap. You definitely, now a simple board wipe could wipe it out, and then I'd be like, oh, I could have at least hit somebody for 22 damage. It's like, man, gotta take them risks. I think. I think. What do you guys think? Like, would you swing out at this point and just start to slowly untapping them every turn? Because like I said, I only have 1 card. It's a counterspell. I can't even play because I only have 1 blue. So, it's like, should I just swing and then start paying. I suppose what I could do is just swing 5 and then untap them on the upkeep, thereby allowing me to still have some blockers. That's a thing. Yeah, I guess that is definitely something I should do, huh? Question, well, I believe we definitely have to go in that direction. So I'm going to swing these 3, which is 9 damage, and then shoot 2 of these, which makes this 6, and then I have to get dice everywhere, guys. Dice everywhere. People say you can't have too many. Like, you got too many dice. No, I don't. Okay, so that 3 of those in the air, 2 of those in the air. That's 9, 10, 11 damage at you, dropping you down to 25. Now I know, oh, go to the one that's almost dead. True, but this is the bigger threat. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Yeah, I'm totally about to discard down, right? So move to my end step, I have to discard. My maximum hand size is now reduced by 7. Oh, and I didn't draw the 7 cards off of Jin-Gitaxias. That's my end step. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then I have to figure out what I want to keep. Oh, it's a ton of lands, which is actually good. Ooh, that's a good one. So really keep these. Definitely keep that too, but I think we'll get rid of that. I know getting rid of the ones that come in untapped is probably not the best idea, but because we got 1, 2, 3, that's really not, I don't have enough mana to make that worth it right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we'll get rid of 1 archaic. Probably a dumb idea, but what the heck. All right, oops. There we go. Now that's all done in step past turn. Untap upkeep. Now, upkeep trigger, I have to get rid of a creature. That's not cool. That means I gotta get rid of Rune Crab. There are no other upkeep triggers over here, so I will draw a card for turn. Thankfully, it's a land. All right. We're going to play a land for turn. I'm going to gain 2 life, 51. And I'm going to draw a card. Then I'm going to tap 3 for Harrow, sacrificing this forest that I tapped. Search library for 2 basic land cards, put them on the battlefield, then shuffle your library. First 2 I see, boom, boom, shuffle. All right, so these come in and put them on the battlefield. Nice, it doesn't even say tapped. So 2 more instances. We're gonna go ahead and gain 4 life up to 55 and draw 2 more cards. 1, 2. All right, I've only played 1 land per turn, so I can play another one. Regrettably, I don't fracking have it. All right, so now I'm going to tap a blue to play Hedron Crab, just so I have something to sacrifice, honestly. Similar to the other one, but it's targeted. Whenever land enters the battlefield, under your control target player puts the top 3, so it's not as encompassing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, this is probably important to do this first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Coma, Cosmos Serpent. This can't be countered. It's a 6/6. At the beginning of each upkeep, curate a 3/3 blue serpent creature token named Coma's Coil. Now I've got stuff to sacrifice. That's really good and really useful right now. Sacrifice another serpent, choose 1, tap target permanent, its activated abilities can't be activated, or Coma Serpent gains indestructible until end of turn. So that's very, very good. Oh shoot, I can't do that because now I don't have enough land. Okay, I would have to do this in a slightly reversed order. I pay 3 to search for tomorrow. Search for basic land card, put on the battlefield, does not say tapped. And then I can play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can still play it. Boom, boom. In that order. Playing smart magic smartly. Again, hopefully you've got a cool group of friends you're playing with that to be like, oh yeah, that's cool. Go ahead and play that. Because you got to, take back that move. You haven't finished, just yet, so it's not that big a deal. But if you get sticklers, or if you're playing semi-competitively, they're going to be like, nope, you didn't, did it wrong. So be aware of those kind of moves in your hand beforehand. Like read and think before you play. Once again, I'm trying to keep this streamlined as much as possible. I know this is going to be like an hour and some match, but you get the idea. Regardless, a land came in. We're doing everything again. Now I can put a plus. Well, there's no point in putting anything on that. That wouldn't have come in yet. So, sure, why not? We'll put one more counter on IEC, and I draw a card. Now we're cooking with gas. Excellent. For my second land for turn, I will play Jungle Basin. Oh, wait, can't. Has to be an untapped forest, so I cannot do that yet. So okay, that's fine. We got ourselves, we bought some time. Ah, shoot, but I do have to discard down. Courtesy of Jin Kataxis over there, Jerko. So yeah, have to discard my hand. Pass turn. At that upkeep, I'm going to make a 3/3 snake that I can sacrifice. So untap. Upkeep triggers, I will get rid of, well, it doesn't matter, this squirrel. So that's 8 total. Then at my upkeep, I may sacrifice, so I will sacrifice another one to put a +1/+1 on there. Now they're all squirrels at least, are getting +2/+2. So they are 3/3s. That's good. Then I will draw a card for turn. All right, so I'm definitely going to want to try and empty my hand as much as possible. Ooh, okay. What is doing the worst damage, though? Sacrificing is not that big a deal, but getting rid of the hand kind of is. But them getting... Yep, okay. So I just drew a really good answer spell. We've got 2 black, a green, and 1 other to play Death Sprout. Destroy target creature, search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield, tap, shuffle library. The question, of course, being, which of the 2 problems over there do I want to destroy? Do I want to destroy Jin Kataxis because it's making you discard? Or Shieldred? I assume Shieldred because I don't care about sacrificing because I've got a bajillion tokens, but they're getting really good creatures from the graveyard onto the battlefield. And thanks to Chucklehead's milling, there's a lot in there. So it's better to... I probably missed a mill step off of that, didn't I? Meh, it's fine. I missed it, once again. I missed it. I'm going to try and let it go. It's not... If I was still in the turn, I would do it, but I've passed turn. It's fine. I don't care if it's not a May ability, all that garbage. We're trying to play fair magic here. So yeah, destroy Shieldred. It's clearly the smart play. Because that stops them from getting really big, good creatures, and we don't have to sacrifice as much. Now, I only have 3 mana left, unfortunately. Not enough to play any more creatures. Or is it? Ooh, is it? Yes. Thank you, cheaper mutate costs. I'm going to tap 3. 6. And then I'm going to mutate this squirrel with Gem Razor. When this creature mutates, destroy target artifact or enchantment an opponent controls. Okay, that enchantment's not any concern. Propaganda on this one is And over there, yeah, you gotta blow up Dreamtides. It helps them, but I mean, these are all green creatures. It locks down the entire board. There's no way to untap. So you gotta get rid of that. It's just common sense. Now, having said that, I will tap Druid Cowl to do the damage to itself, making another 2 squirrels. Right? So these all are not summoning. These 2 are summoning. So everything else can swing. And they are relatively big. That's down to 25 life. I'm at 25 life. This is currently getting this is a 7/7 with trample and reach. This is a 9/9, and these are 6 3/3s and a 6/6 with forest walk. Technically, you don't have a forest, so, but you do. So I definitely think, and so do you, of course. I think we should definitely start swinging. But if I swing everything, then I am open to a lot, but that's all in the air at this point. It's almost irrelevant. But we do have a giant 6/6 and a friggin' 8/8 to contend with. So it's kind of like, you know, once again, do you try and fortify and build, or do you risk waiting that time to get board wiped or targeted removal and stuff, and then everything goes away? You know, because if someone artifact removals this, the buff goes away. They're just 1/1s again. Someone board wipes, it'll be really hard for Chatterfang to come back, because especially since I have no cards and I'm about to have no cards. Yeah, that no cards thing is probably another reason to start swinging in this general direction. So let's go. We'll keep Chatterfang, the 6/6, up, along with these 2. So that's some defenses. Not a lot, but some. Everybody else is going to swing in that direction. So you have a 7/7 and a 9/9 coming at you, plus 6 3/3s. So how do you want to block? Oh man, I got to block. Now I will block the 9/9 with my currently my 4/4. Because it doesn't have trample, so that'll stop that. 5 blocking. Well, not really, only 4 defense. So 3 is going to get through and destroy Jin-Gitaxias. So then this will go down to 22 rather, 3 damage. Then we've got 6 3/3s. All right, so that's 18 damage. Oof. 18 off of 20, that's 4 life. That's it. That is not good. And we blew up Jin-Gitaxias, so we do not have to discard down, which is nice. No end step triggers, I believe. Pass turn. All right, so poor Legendaries really got rocked hard, but for a decent reason. Untap, because we can untap now. Upkeep. I don't have upkeep triggers now, because Childred's gone. Draw for turn. 1, 2. Oh no. Oh, this is gonna be bad. Dang it, I almost don't want to do this because it's gonna kind of draw the game out. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then I play this for 9. Yeah. I don't know, guys. I mean, it's the right move, but I don't know if I should at this point. Because it's just going to slow everything to a screeching halt. For your knowledge, it's in Garruk's Wake. I have enough mana to play it that's destroy all creatures and planeswalkers you don't control. That would wipe the board of everybody except for Ramos. You know, I could sacrifice. Now, he could sacrifice and make Comas indestructible, because it does say destroy. So that would stay, which is cool. And by the way, there is another 3/3 Snaky. So that's not horrible for that deck. It would completely wipe out all of the squirrels. It would completely wipe out all of this massive attack ability. It wouldn't take away the enchantments, of course, but yeah. Oh, shoot. Ah, I couldn't do that because of propaganda. Man. Back up to 25. That changes everything. Gosh darn it. Well, and if it changes everything... Alright, let's stop and think. I still feel that swinging out is imperative at this stage. The problem being there's plenty of blockers in other directions now, so this wouldn't be there just yet. Right. But 55 life, it almost wouldn't even be worth blocking a lot of it. I would totally throw Hedron Crab under the bus of Auspicious Strix. Right, so that's there. I still blew up Shield Grid at least. That was a thing. So that's at least good. Yeah, so that would destroy. Gem Razor's got the trample. But what is it? It's a 7. Right, it's a 7/7. I got an 8/8. I'd block with that. That would be destroyed. And then I would honestly just let the 18 damage through because I'm at 58 life. What do I care? Or I could block, one of it. So I would take, 15 damage. So, yeah, so that's what I would do. So this dies. This dies. One of these die. And then this goes down by 15. 5, so it's just right back to 40 life. Right? No life gain of any kind on these things. And then I have to discard my hand down because of Genetic Ataxis. Then I pass turn. Untap, so I would have to pay... Right, so at this point, this was still tapped. And that's what I was talking about last time. I was going to be like, oh, I'll just play a tapped land, untap Ramos, pay to untap Ramos. Oh, but you blew that up. That was destroyed as well. Wait, how did that get destroyed? Okay, that's right. Gem Razor mutating destroyed the thing. So this would untap, so it wouldn't matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, what? How did I thought I played a land to get that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I played that mountain. Oh, right. 7, 8, 9. Oh, I do need it. Yeah. Sorry. Now, past turn, this 3/3 is made. I untap everything. I drew the card, which I believe was the mountain, I think. So, play the mountain and nuke the board, I guess. Sorry. In Garuk's wake, everybody goes bye-bye. That goes away. These are both now 2 more to play. I sacrifice this to make that indestructible, and then this gets destroyed. And regrettably, that's really going to hurt all of this. Because, they can at least build back up, but it's, going to take time. And that lowers the amount of shrines quite a bit. So those effects aren't going to be that important right now. Right, so now everybody's essentially open. And I don't have to worry about doing stuff. This is, all right, well, it's still my turn. No, I played everything. I can't do anything else. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Because I got a lot of big drop creatures in my hand right now. No one can attack me unless they pay 2. which is not unheard of with everybody's land base, but it's fine. Do I swing? Now, I can't swing out because we've got a 6/6 that survived all that. So I'm going to swing Jin-Gitaxias and Sissy at you. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 damage. 5 down to 20, 4 down to 16. All right. That's all we can really do there. Pass turn. Still have some upkeep triggers. This does go back up by 1. That makes 5 soldiers. So at least I have something to block with on the ground. And they still do have, well, do they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oop, nope, that's dead. So 5. So they do not have flying and vigilance any longer. I don't have any cards in hand, thanks to Jin-Gitaxias, so I can only draw 1. What is it? Well, not super helpful. We'll tap 2 to play. Well, at least it's an enchantment. Simic Ascendancy. Oh, sorry, upkeep trigger. That's an upkeep. So 1, 2. So, yeah, Jin-Gitaxias, you're taking 2 to the face, down to 23. Then, beginning of my pre-combat main phase, I make 3, who cares, 3 blue mana. I use 1 of it and a green to play Simic Ascendancy. That was my card draw, sorry. I played a enchantment, though, so that does make a spirit, which is just a 1/1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's still only 6 of them. Yeah, it has to be 7 or more, so not great. Did that. Yeah, I do have propaganda over here, I gotta remember. So then I will take another, because I made 3 blue mana, I used 1 of it for there. I'm going to use another 1 plus this forest and this plains to put a +1/+1 counter on Simic Ascendancy. If +1, this really doesn't make +1/+1s, so that's not going to happen, but I can keep trying to pay into it at some point. I still have a blue, but that was the last green I have, unfortunately, so I can only do that one. I'm just going to have to let that other mana fade out of the mana pool. Sorry if I'm talking too low. Yeah, and then pass turn. That's all I can do. There's no end step stuff. Untap all this mana, but I have no cards in hand. So I'm going to draw a card for turn. Yeah, this is cool and all. Well, first things first, I suppose. We're going to tap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to play Aisi again. Nope, that's still there. And I can play 1, 2, 3 to play Reclamation Sage, destroying a target artifact or enchantment when Reclamation Sage enters the battlefield. There's a lot of targets, but what is really the important one, to be honest? Propaganda. Over here. I know you would think it's propaganda over there, and they're both valid targets, but, this way, I can swing in. I mean, I have the 2 to pay for just Cosmo. Oh, I almost forgot. This upkeep and then this upkeep, I get more 3/3s. So that is cool, at least. And, well, this one actually is not Summoning Sickness then. So I can, in fact, swing both of these. However, there is a untapped 6/6 right there. And if I did swing Coma, they'd just swap. So I think we're gonna go ahead and just try and does it matter? Yeah, at this point the game's kind of getting drugged out. 6 and 9, so that's 10, 3, 7. Down to 7. Right? 6 damage on the 6, puts it to 16, down to 10, and 3 damage to 7, yeah. put that there. Everyone else did their thing. I can't play a land. I don't have any lands, unfortunately, so no card draw. Pass turn. Now you may be saying, why bother attacking squirrels? It's not going to come back and do anything in time. That is absolutely true. No upkeep triggers right now. Draw a card. Play a land for turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Recast it. Pay 1, tap this to make 2 squirrels. And then pay 1 to tap this to ding that for 2 to make another 2 squirrels. And because this is still in the battlefield, squirrels are still getting the buff. So these are, in fact, 3/3s, and that's a 6/6. So we did come back pretty decent, actually, because of these two. Actually, you're right. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to pay to play him. 1 green for that. 1 other for that. However, the actual order is pay the 5. Chatterfang comes in, pay a green, bouncing Squirrel Sanctuary back to my hand. No, there's no point because my hand's going to go away. That's dumb. I would have to do that in a better order and then immediately play it. So I could. I mean, I could bounce it and play it, and that's how I get the other 2. It just, you know, it's kind of unimportant, but whatever. Fortunately, that's all they can do. Pass turn. Untap. Upkeep. Draw. Play this tapped. Well, all right. What's a big dog that I want to play? Ooh, the greatest power among things. That's 6. Awesome. So that means this is green, green, 1 and 6. So it basically it just only costs 3. So the Great Henge. It adds 2 green mana, and I gain 2 life when I tap it. And whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield, it gets a +1/+1 counter, and I draw a card. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Boom, we're doing it. Tapping everything. I'm going to gain 2 life, up to 25. Tapping all my lands to play Kambal, Heart of Crozo. He comes in with a +1/+1 counter on him, and I draw a card. I played a green spell, so this actually goes up by 1, and then I played another green spell, so that goes up by 1 more. So we are at 4, making Giant Ramos an 8/8 flyer. Pretty sweet. Oh my gosh, I do that at the beginning of every end step? Holy crap, that's gonna like deck me out if I'm like, well, not really, but it could, I guess. Okay, now thankfully Sisse is now is a 5/5 again. At the beginning of combat on my turn, creatures get +3/+3 and gain trample. I can pay to, until end of turn, target land becomes a 1/1 elemental creature with blah, blah, blah. It's still a land. It's kind of whatever. I mean, it would, with the buff on combat, it would be a 4/4. That's vigilant, indestructible, and haste, and still land. So that's cool and all, but not super important right this second. Okay. So everything, I'm moving to combat. Everything is getting +3/+3. That's pretty boss. All right, so Ramos Dragon Engine can take out squirrels by itself because it's flying. You do not have reach, so that's definitely going to happen. Ramos is heading in your direction. Jin Kataxis and Sisse are going in what direction? We've got a 40 and we've got 32. But we got a lot of blockers over here. Not much is going to get, nothing will get through because nobody has trample. Over there, we still have yeah. Not really a point in attacking with them, to be honest. Because it's, I mean, okay, it gets rid of creatures, I suppose, but it just leaves me open. You know, okay, I block with Reclamation Sage, and a 3/3. Also, that's probably up by like a billion more. How many? I think it's another 2, right? Because that was on there. So now another 3/3, and for this upkeep, and then another 3/3 for that upkeep. Holy crap. The beginning of each upkeep, make a 3/3. That is just insane. So yeah, there's definitely no reason to swing over there because they'll just come flying back. And even swinging over here, there's only 5, but if I can play one more thing, they're going to get flying. You know, so if he blocked, that would stop 2 of them. So this 5, 6, that'd be there. I'd have 4 creatures left. I don't know. I don't think it matters. I think we're going to go ahead and pass. But I do have to draw 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My goodness. Okay, keep that for sure. That one's probably not important. Meh. Land. I don't think that's really important either. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have to discard one of these lands. Or one of these creatures, I suppose. But yeah, there we go. All right, pass turn. Untap upkeep trigger. This goes up to 6. Boom. We now make another 6 of these. So that's up to 9. Boom. 9 soldiers with haste. And then 1, 2, 3 damage to somebody. Oh, right, yeah, dead. Blah, blah, dead. Don't even consider it anymore. 3 damage over here for sure, because you're next easiest target. Because that's, clearly it looks like Landfall's going to end up winning, because it's just going to, because upkeep, make a 3/3. He's just going to outpace with little creatures that are going to be enough to do damage. Draw a card for turn. Okay. This is actually a new addition to the deck, which is nice. Oh yeah, I guess I should do that, huh? So 1, 2 for the tax, then green. Well, wait a second. Pre-combat main phase, I'm going to make 3 green mana. 3 green mana plus 1 is 4, plus the tax. Go Shintai. Make a token, shrine. So that bypasses that. However, I played an enchantment, so that makes another spirit, which then makes them 2 2s. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They all have vigilance and flying now, which is great. That's back. Wait, where's the thing I just drew? Oh, so that's right in front of me. Then green, white, and blue. I think I didn't untap that, so we'll check that. For Tuvasa the Sunlit. It's a 1/1. Tuvasa the Sunlit gets +1/+1 for each enchantment you control. Whenever you cast your first enchantment, each turn, draw a card. I guess I should have done that in other order, but whatever. I mean, I definitely should have done that in other order because it would have let me draw. But we only had like a little bit of mana of very tight colors, so it's not that big a deal. However, the cool thing is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's getting +8/+8, and it has flying and vigilance thanks to Hallowed Haunting. So that does change things a little bit. That's pretty good. They all have flying and vigilance, so that puts us back in the game for shrines. However, I can't do anything. There's no end step triggers. Still costs 2 extra to attack. I hope I didn't miss that last time. I don't have the right mana to beef up Simic Ascendancy, so we're going to pass. Untap, upkeep. Upkeep trigger makes another 3/3. Kinda crazy. Draw a card for turn. It's not a land, but I will tap 3, 4 to play Oracle of Maldai. Oh, that does not important anymore, nor is this. So 2/2. Whenever you may play an additional land on each of your turns, play with the top card of your library revealed. It is a land. You may play lands from the top of your library. Awesome. So, playing a land for turn. Landfall trigger. Probably should start beefing some guys up, I guess, huh? Well, I got Play-Dohs. I think we're going to go with health. Up to 42, draw a card off of Aisi. Well, first it has to come flipped over, then I draw it. And this flipped over. Excellent. We will do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to play the Spore Mound I drew. 3/3 landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under my control, create a 1/1 green sapperling thing. So I will play the second land off of Aisi's ability, off the top of my library. Okay. Trigger. I gain 2 life up to 44. Then I draw a card off of Aisi, and I make a 1/1 plant token, which that's that's a plant sapperling, whatever. Close enough. It's a 1/1. So this reveals. Oh, excellent! I can now play the third and final extra land off of Oracle of Maldai. Gain 2 more life up to 46. Draw a card. I'll have to reveal it. Draw a card. It flips over. And then create another sapperling. Well, I mean, why not, right? Let's keep going. So we're going to tap 2 to play the sorcery Summer Bloom. I may play an additional up to 3 additional lands this turn. I will play Vivid Creek, comes in tapped. I'm going to gain 2 life, up to 48. I'm going to draw this Aetherized card and flip. Darn it, that stalls out the... Now everyone knows I have an Aetherized because I had to flip it. So if anyone comes swinging in, boom, it's going to get bounced back your hand. So that's not good for tokens over here. Oh, but it doesn't matter because it has to go away thanks to Jin-Gitaxias. So Jin-Gitaxias just helped out Shrines. So what we're going to do is these came in this turn, so did this, and so did that. These, however, are ready to go. And I believe it is time to start with the swinging. That's not really all that... We're going to keep that back just because of blockers. But yeah, swinging all of these at you. You've got a 5/5, a 6/6. Okay, now that's a 6/6. That's a 5/4. So that can kill Aisi. We probably don't want that. So maybe we won't swing with Aisi. We're going to swing with everybody else. And Sisei is a 5/5 as well. So now, obviously, I can sacrifice this token that's not even attacking to make this indestructible. So blocking would kind of, with him, would kind of just hurt. Which would, I mean, not help me. But that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, well, first of all, blocking 2 of these guys, they're going to die, right? Then block another one. Because it's just going to be indestructible anyway, and we're going to lose it. We don't want to lose it. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and another 6, that's 12. That puts us down to a very dangerous 10. There are no end of turn things other than Jin-Gitaxias makes me sacrifice that. Pass turn. Dang, this game's taking too long already. I can tell it's like well over an hour. Like probably like close to 2. Dang it. Oh, this is dead. Yeah, untap. Upkeep. There's no upkeep triggers. We're going to draw a card for turn. Let's see. What do I have that's a big boy? Sure. Tapping for 2, gaining 2 life up to 12 at least. Then so 2 green, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Vorn collects Voice of Hunger. Whenever you tap a land for mana, add 1 extra mana. Whenever an opponent taps a land for mana, that land doesn't untap during their next upkeep. I will then play Is It Boilerworks, bouncing the island back to my hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 3 available mana. That is not enough to play anything in my hand. I did play a green spell though, so that is 5. So I could make double Wooburg and play some stuff if that was really super important. Ooh, I guess it would be. I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice that counter. Remove 5+1/+1 to make double Wooburg. 5 of it, 5 of the actual Wooburg, will be Hero's Podium. Each legendary creature you control gets +1/+1 for each other legendary creature you control. And then Ikara Shiki the Usurper, Menace 3/7. Whenever a creature you control deal combat damage to a player, you gain life equal to that creature's toughness. Boop, boop, comeback train. And this comes in with a +1/+1, and so does Vorinclex, actually. So yeah, they're all pretty big old guys now. So this is, unfortunately, math, but... So we've only got 1 flying, but it is commander. Now, all of that's flying, so sending a 4/4 over... No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sending a 9/9 over. Interesting. Still, stack block to destroy it, though. Whereas you do not have any flyers. You don't even have reach. Upkeep on this side made another 3/3, unfortunately. Ow, damn it. Let me check the camera. And yep, hour 42 minutes. Awesome. No one's going to watch this one. All right. Fortunately, it's just because these decks just happen to go, semi-slow, but really big and cumbersome. All right. Yeah, we're definitely swinging. We got to swing. We're swinging in this direction. Just go crazy, whatever. Get it done. And now I have to do stupid freaking math that I don't care about. Sorry, I'm getting a little, like I said, I haven't made these videos in a while, and this one's already an hour and 45 minutes, which is not something I wanted, and it's just getting frustrating at that point. Because I want these to be interesting for you guys, while also me learning. I haven't seen it, the decks have actually been performing quite well. All of them, really. They could stand to be faster, especially legendary, but other than the speed aspect, they're doing what they're supposed to do, and they're synergizing within themselves pretty well. But because of that, it's dragging the game down. And like I told you, when I board wiped, I knew that was going to slow it down even more. But that was the right move, and I didn't want to, I got to show you the right moves. I don't want to be like, well, I could do this, but I'm not going to because I'm stupid, whatever. All right, so we've got, oh my gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So everything's getting 5/5. This is 8. That's a 13 with trample. That's a 9/9 commander in the air. Oh my gosh, 5. But then she's also getting +1 plus each color among other legendaries. I may have done that wrong. 1, 2, well, 2 unfortunately. So 4 on the 5. So this is 10. This is 9. This is 11. No. Oh, and they're also getting this buff. Oh my god. So much numbers and math. All right, let's see what we're going to do. There's not even that much to... All right, so 7, 8, plus 3 is 11, plus the 5 is 16. So this is a 16, 15 with trample. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So if I stack blocked with all of that, it would kill 1 creature. Also, probably not the creature we want to stack block, huh? even though it's trample, we want to get rid of Jin-Gitaxias so no one has to get rid of their hands. So that's 5 and 5, so that's a 10, 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So these three are going to block Jin-Gitaxias, destroying it, and they destroy it. Sissy is, because we're going to count that still on the field. So 1, 2, so she's 4 plus the 5, so she's 9, 9. Ramos is in the air. That's definitely a 4 damage that you can't stop. 5, 6, and 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Didn't I say somebody was 12? Yeah, this is the one that's giving the buff. So we're going to have 5, 6, 11. So everyone's stack blocking Kambal, destroying him. These all go away. This no longer gets shown. But that means all 3 of these still hit. I could block, one of these with, IEC. I mean, we know what's on top of the deck. It's not going to be anything to get us a land. But Coma is still there, and that will start generating little 3/3s. And that is down to 12. So, all right. Oh my gosh. 7, 8, plus 5 is 13. 13 plus 4 is 17, plus another 5 is 22. 23, 24, 25, 26. 31 damage total is getting through. 1 damage taking that to there. 30, so that is 17. Bink! That's not good, but that's all we got. However, combat damage to a player, oh man, I'm gaining 31 life. So, 12 plus, wait, where's it? Oh, it's over here. 12 plus 31, 33, right? Well, that just changed everything. Okay, no other, and all that, I was doing it one at a time, but that all happened at this exact same moment, so all the buffs and everything were still in effect. That still wasn't right, though, was it? Because the buff of the +3/+3. God dang it. So that's another 3, 6, 9, absolutely guaranteed. So that's down to 8. However, the stack blocking would have to be different. That means he's still out. But we would definitely restack to block and get rid of Jin-Gitaxias just because. Yeah, but everything, we'll just say everything dies. So I blocked, because there's no trample here. Or do they? Oh, they all have trample. Son of a bee. Okay. So what did I say? My God. This incorrectly was at 9. I used 3 of these guys. This was out, this was out, this was out, and then there was 2 of these. Sorry, guys. So I blocked. These blocked Jin-Gitaxias, but that is not enough to kill it. It still gets another 3, so that means Sporemung would block with that. So these all die. Jin-Gitaxias dies. Now I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to block with on this, so that just takes out its natural stuff. So 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 damage. That is enough to kill. Dead. Boom. God, son of a bitch. Sorry. Like I said, I'm getting frustrated. I may have done the math wrong, but we rewound pretty well. I think we got it right. It would just literally be exactly enough to kill Landfall as it was. We're going to pass turn. Untap, upkeep triggers. He's got way too much life for it to really matter at this point. But we're going to, now this is at 7. And then this is at 16 of these guys. They do have haste at least. So that's that upkeep trigger. This one, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 damage to you is at 29. Then I draw a card. Sweet, it's just a land that does not help me. But maybe this can. So we're going to go ahead and do green, blue, red, white, and black. Tapping to go get something out of the graveyard. That's probably the best idea. But let's just look. More, ooh, that's probably the better idea. Just to see, I mean, again, I'm stalling out the game, which is not what you guys want to see. But as a player, this is what I would have to do. So you do that to play Sphere of Safety. When an enchantment spell or a cast. So I did not cast this. But Sphere of Safety says you can't attack me unless you pay X per creature, where X is the number of enchantments I control. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus the 2 off of propaganda. You have to pay 11 mana per creature to attack me. You ain't gonna do that, because 1, 2, 3, 4, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You don't even if you play a land, well, the great hands, you have enough to attack with 1 creature. But that is all I have to play. I didn't cast a thing, so unfortunately I don't get that. Pre-combat main phase, mana of any one color doesn't help me. I have nothing in hand. Well, certainly irrelevant, but I will make 5 mana of blue, 1 mana of blue, 2 mana of blue, and this to, put a counter on that just because, right? Yeah, all right, so we're going to go ahead and swing out, and we might actually be able to win. Because these are 16 1/1s. These are 2 1/1s, so it's 18 damage in the air because it's flying, 19 damage in the air. And yeah, that should be lethal because this is getting +1/+1 for each enchantment I control. We already said that was 11. It's a 12/12 on its own. So we said, what, 19, 16, 17, 18, 19, essentially 20 plus 12. That's 32 damage. 31 damage, actually, when you know. So, yeah. Swing and crash. Boom, bam, dead. Oh, my God, guys. I apologize for the long episode. I apologize for the saltiness, even though it's all me. You know what I mean? It's so crazy to think that I'm just, 4 players, essentially, but it wasn't salty about losing, it was salty about, the game kind of dragging on. Oops, that was in a bad spot, in terms of audio. Sorry, but yeah. I don't like it when the episodes drag on. I know if people are watching, they probably don't mind because, they're trying to see what happens in the game. But to me, I feel like I need to keep these at like an hour and 15, maybe an hour and a half max. This is this is probably hitting 2 hours again. So, okay. No more babbling. Shrines is your first winner of the best of matchup. We'll see what happens in match 2. Hopefully that one does not run as long. I will try and run them faster. But like we said, each of these 4 decks do, and I just bumped the camera again. I need a better setup, but not much point in making, putting money and time into a better setup if, I don't have anybody watching. Gotta be honest with you. Sorry. So by the time this episode comes out, we'll be quite a few months. We'll probably be in the January. I'm filming them all at once to try and stockpile. So we'll see what happens at that point. Regardless, these decks are kind of interaction heavy within themselves. So they take time per turn. And then that just kind of exponentially spirals out whenever you board wipe and do something stupid like that. But, kind of had to be done. All right. I thank you all very much for watching. I hope you had some fun. I hope you got some ideas for decks and learned some things, and nothing else made fun of my, misplays and my foolishness. See you next time.